Alright, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy Doggish 5150. Oh yeah, so anyway, it's your boy Doggish 5150, and yes, I'm back on American Truck Simulator fitting. About to get me some trucking in real quick, man. Couldn't figure out what exactly I wanted to play. I wanted to play Ark Survival, but I just couldn't get into it. So I decided to do some trucking, see if I can warm myself up to some gaming for a minute. Oh man. So how's everybody doing out there? We're gonna go ahead and get, I already got a load over here waiting. Dog is 5150, y'all good. I hope everybody else doing good too. Just think I'm gonna be coming down with a little bit of a cold or something. Well, I don't want to say cold, but my son had a game tonight and it was just pouring down right now. But you know, you gotta get out there and support the kids. But I think my nose is running. Well, I've been sniffing a lot since the game. See if we can get back up on this trailer real quick. I'm gonna go over here and cut my light off real quick. I gotta delete this messenger app. Go over here and cut this light off real quick. So I know my channel been dry for a couple of days, but I don't know, man. I really ain't. Lately, I just ain't really been feeling the whole little gaming thing. Plus, I'm trying to find some other stuff to do. I spent a long time on gaming, and I feel like I did pretty good with my channel as far as, you know, just starting and going back and looking at some of my videos. That's really what I've been doing for like the last couple of days. I haven't been playing no games or nothing. I just been like watching all of my videos and Man, boy, do I got some long videos. Some funny ones too. Some funny ones too. But while I was sitting back watching those videos, I guess I don't know, recapping, reevaluating, I should say. On whether or not if YouTube is a good, I mean, it's good for socializing, and I think that's probably all I'm gonna be using my channel for from now on. It's probably just socializing. Because at the end of the day, out of the whole time that I've been streaming, the little bit of monetized videos, now that I know how it works, like I said in the beginning, it's not even really worth monetizing a video these days unless you're doing something. Unless you're doing something that somebody want to see, or somebody else can be a part of. So I'll probably be starting me a new channel here soon. I'm still gonna do my my doggish channel. I'm still gonna do my gaming every now and then, but I'm just gonna take a break from gaming for a little bit. I got a lot of stuff around my house that I gotta tackle and get out of the way. So I think I'm gonna focus on that first. Plus I got a little trip. I got a trip I gotta take. Go back home, man. Clear up some loose ends back home. Try to stay down up under the speed. Sorry about that. Try to stay down up under the speed limit real quick. But yeah. Definitely get back home so I can take care of these loose ends. So I can come back here and try to work on doing something different. Last couple of days I've been having like a lot of thoughts, you know what I'm saying, like personal, I mean not really personal thoughts, but personal being like only pertain to me, not nobody else. Cause I don't really have a personal life, to be honest. Like because I feel like it's really not really a such thing in my case as a personal life. Cause my life is my life, whether it's personal or not. People know me. People know things about me. You know what I mean? Some people know things about me that I don't even want them to know. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But I just been thinking, man. Like I'm 34 years old. I got a wife, 3 kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, and my life is good, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, my life is good. I mean, I ain't complaining about nothing, But I don't know if I'm the only person that think, like, in life, like, shit get old quick. You know what I mean? Like, everything get old quick. But it's not after you didn't, like, stuff ain't old until after you done utilized it for a long time. You know what I mean? And like throughout the last, I moved here when I think I was about 29. Moved to Texas. I think I was about 29, 28 maybe. I think somewhere around there. I can't remember. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Come on, y'all. Come on. But ever since I've been here, you know what I'm saying, like my life has changed. But I mean, it hasn't changed dramatically, like, where I can be like, ooh, yeah, I'm on top of the world. But it's didn't change. Like my mentality didn't change. But for a long time, you know what I'm saying, like I mean, still to this day, I'm still fighting my mentality. Because, you know what I'm saying, the lifestyle that I feel like, I ain't gonna say I was forced to live, but the lifestyle I chose to live sometimes overrides the, you know what I'm saying, the person that I really am. And going back and listening, watching my videos, you know what I'm saying, like kind of put me a little bit into perspective of, seeing both sides of me, or all sides of me, I should say, as far as, a social aspect. And man, I said some shit. Let me, that's one of the things that I'm talking about. Like, I've been cussing for years, man, for years. And it wasn't until the other day when I was at one of my kids' game, and you know what I'm saying, and I heard these kids and they was cussing. Like, I'm talking about, they was cussing. Like, oh man. And it just made me think, like, do I sound like that? Because it was irritating. It was irritating me, man. It was irritating me. And for the life of me, you know what I'm saying, I don't know why, because, of some little kids. I mean, I know, for the life of me, I can't understand why, because of some little kids cussing. I've been cussing all my life. And it don't bother me when I cuss. You know what I mean? I even cuss, and, I have people look at me, and I give them that look like, nigga, I'm grown. You know what I'm saying? Like, say what I want to. But hearing them cuss just made me feel some type of way, and I've been kind of feeling some type of way ever since. Like I said, I still cuss, but I be finding myself trying to refrain from cussing. I guess my moral of that little bit of a story, I guess, is something like I said in the beginning, you know what I'm saying, shit get old. It's supposed to. You know what I mean? Like, mentalities soon become like pairs of shoes. You know what I mean? You might want to keep them forever. They might still be good. You might still can fit them. You know what I mean? But let's face it. Is it a new shoe or old shoe? You know what I mean? Do you need a new shoe? Could you use a new shoe? You know what I mean? Should you buy a new shoe? You know what I mean? You eventually gonna come to that. And that's where I'm at, I think, with my mentality. As far as being a man, I think my mentality is starting to what other people would call mature. But like I said, I don't like it. It kind of make me feel angry a little bit. You know what I mean? That that you have to accept something that you really don't want to accept. You know what I mean? Like, as far as getting old. And I ain't old at all. Like I said, I'm only 34 years old. You know what I'm saying? That's by far, you know what I'm saying, the oldest motherfucker I know. See, there I go. But anyway, that's by far the oldest person that I know. I mean, the youngest person, oldest person I know. So, by far youngest than the oldest person that I know. I'm sorry, I'm high. But that, along with, like I said, loose ends will always come back to haunt you if you don't tie them the hell down. I mean, sometimes some ends just don't need to be tied down. They just meant to flap. But whenever you got something dealing with the law, is all I'm gonna say about that. Whenever you got something dealing with the law, I'm gonna say this. I've been fighting the law for a long time. Long time. I don't know how my truck just lost all that momentum like that. Oh, I forgot I'm carrying this load. But I've been fighting the law, man, for a long time because how can I say this? Because the law don't never in my personal experience, the law ain't never done right by me. Like I've never been justice justicely handled, you know what I'm saying, by the law. Now, maybe in some court decisions, once the law, what I'm saying, once the law part was over, like, with the police and all of that, once that was over with, maybe I might have got a little bit of justice, just a little bit of justice in the court. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been to the penitentiary. I done been to jail, what I'm saying, numerous times that I can count. But as far as the law go, though, like, the police, the people who carry out the laws, like, I've just had bad situations after bad situations with them, and some of it be me, what I'm saying, voicing my opinion, or my Fifth Amendment rights to the police. But being the fact that I'm black, and being the fact that they automatically assume that they can just do what the hell they want to do anyway. And most of the time, what I'm saying, when you get to court, what I mean, like, after they done did what they wanted to do anyway, regardless of the law, by the time you get to court, you still wind up having to pay a ridiculous amount of money, what I'm saying, just to get out of the trouble. And see, my thing is that, I was fighting the law a long time because a lot of times I would get pulled over and I didn't have a license. You know what I mean? And I always accepted the fact that I didn't have a license because I always felt like, why the hell do I need to have a license to know how to drive this car? I'm not the one crashing into everybody. I'm not the one, what I'm saying, reckless driving and, what I'm saying, all of that. Oh, I'm supposed to get off here. You know what I mean? Like, I drive like I got sense. I haven't really had anytime the police pulled me over, it was for bullshit. Like, complete bullshit. Like, they would pull me over and say my tail light or my license plate light was out. My license plate ain't never been out. I got pulled over one time for my license plate light being out, and ever since then, I always make sure my license plate light work before I pull off in any car. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to pull me over for that bullshit. That's the dumbest shit in the world. Like, license plate light? What do you mean my license plate light? Dude, you got two headlights on top of... You got two headlights on your car. On top of the two headlights, when you pull somebody over, you got this big dumbass bright light on the door of your car that you like to shine in people's eyes so they can't see shit. And you got 6 or 7 lights on top of the damn car flashing. What you mean you can't see my license plate? You know what I'm saying? Like, that is the dumbest shit in the world. So, don't skip past all that. They used to always, like, that was their favorite excuse for giving me a ticket. Along with the license plate ticket, the license plate light ticket, I get a no seatbelt ticket, and I wear my seatbelt. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I always have it clicked, but I always have my street seatbelt strapped around my body. You know what I mean? Because my fear is that I don't want to get into a car crash and get stuck in the damn seatbelt, you know what I mean? So I don't be wanting that motherfucker be locked up in case something happen, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care if I get thrown out the car. I'd rather be out the car than stuck in that motherfucker after it crash. Silly I know it sounds silly, but I'm just saying, but yeah, man, they would always give me those stupid tickets, man. Just dumb tickets. And me being the person that I was, or me being the person that I am, you know, knowing that the tickets was bogus, knowing that they ain't had no right to give me no ticket, you know what I'm saying, in the first place. You know, when you go to court, when you live in the ghetto, I want to say, I don't even want to say the ghetto, but when you live, you know what I mean, in a suburban area or urban area, I'm sorry. When you live in an urban area, like, you don't really want to deal with the police. You don't want to deal with courts. Now, I always went to court, like I said in some of my videos. Like, my dad was a police officer, so, you know, it wasn't really too much I can do about going to court in my case. But I always went to court for all of my tickets. You know, the majority of them anyway. And if you live in an urban area, you more likely to be like, you're not able to really pay the ticket, to be honest. And even if you are able to pay the ticket, you know what I'm saying, who's gonna pay a ticket on some shit that they really didn't do? And if you live in an urban area, when you go to court, they know you live in an urban area, so they know that you can't really pay the ticket, you know what I'm saying, or they know that you really don't, I guess, I don't even want to say that because I always had the money to pay the ticket, but why would I pay something that's something that I didn't do? So in order to not pay something you got to do, you got to go back and forth to court. I'm talking about back and forth, and this shit can go on for months. You know what I mean? It can go on for months if you live, and I hate to just say it like just because you live in an urban area. I mean, because it could be anywhere, but for real, like, in urban areas, blacks, whites, Mexicans, all that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, they all get, you know what I'm saying, pinpointed, targeted. And you could be going through that process for months, and then still, at the end of the day, have to end up paying every time you go to court, all the court costs, and the ticket. Just trying to prove that you didn't do nothing wrong. You know what I mean? That shit gets old. I'm sorry. It gets old. And it get to a point to where, the only way you can get out of some situations is to get a lawyer. So I guess I'm not paying no lawyer. You know what I mean? I'm just against that altogether. Just because of the simple fact that I'm not finna pay somebody to go in and talk. I got my own mouth. You know what I mean? Like, I had a lot of people explain to me, like, yeah, man, but, you're not in the club. You know what I mean? Basically, you're not in the club with, you know what I'm saying, with the court. You the witness. I mean, not the witness, but, you the criminal in their eyes. So they ain't gonna listen to you anyway. But you know what I'm saying, like I said, I'm not about to pay nobody. I don't care if I gotta go to jail, if I gotta pay a shit ton of money. I'm not gonna pay somebody else a shit ton of money just to go into the court and say some shit that I can tell them my damn self. You know what I mean? Most of that stuff is really just going in and doing your own police work. Like, if you got a court case, you gotta go in and prove that you innocent. Like, you don't need no lawyer. The lawyer only gonna do the shit that you don't want to do, and he gonna charge you for everything that he do. Every little statement that he gotta get, every little, you know what I'm saying, document that he gotta get, he gonna charge you for all that. And it's gonna be a whole lot more than what it would have cost you if you would have just went and did it yourself. Now, granted, in some cases, you know what I'm saying, you need a lawyer. Now, if you didn't murder somebody, I don't know what you probably need Jesus or something. I don't know. But, other than that, like, little small shit, like, I done had my hands on the most drugs. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never had no drug case. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I ain't, that's just, when you good at something, you just good at something. You know what I'm I'm saying? That's all that is. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta get that shit off my. I gotta go down there and take care of all that shit. That's why I started talking about it. I just don't want to, and I don't want to because I know if I go down there and tell them, "Hey man, I ain't did half the shit y'all accusing me of," I'm gonna have to stay down there for like months. You know what I'm saying? Just to try to prove my innocence about, you know, some funky ass tickets and shit. You know what I mean? Like, see, I don't have no big shit on my record right now. You know what I'm saying? This is just some little stinking ass little bitty tickets and shit like that. You know what I mean? I got all of my big shit out the way when it was happening. Like all my serious shit. Like I got a felonious assault on police officer. I got 2 carrying concealed weapons charges. Matter of fact, when I said that, I lied. When I said I didn't have a drug case, I've never had a drug case. Like, you know what I'm saying, I done had 10 kilos. You know what I'm saying, but I done been caught with some weed a couple times. You know what I'm saying. I almost got caught with a shitload of some other shit. You know what I'm saying, like, but you know. When you do the math on the time you get for shit like that, you know what I'm saying, it'll make you want to, you know what I'm saying, it'll deter you from that shit real quick. I don't see how motherfuckers do it. I don't see how people do it. You know what I'm saying? Selling dope ain't never really been my thing. You know what I'm saying? I've done it. You know what I'm saying? And damn sure, you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, I done made that bread, but I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? 10 years, they be giving out 5 years per rock. I'm good. I'm cool. I ain't trying to fight that one. That's some bullshit. 5 years per rock, nigga. If you trying to be the man, you gonna have like about 100 of them. 100 little bitty ass rocks that ain't even as big as your pinky nail. Get your ass 10. Get you 10, 15 years in life. I mean, cause they, you know, most of this shit, it carries a maximum of 5 years. So you know what they do is they get you in there and then they threaten you and then they say, you know, hey, you know, they say all this crazy shit, you know, it's court talk. You know what I mean? It's like I'm gonna try to see if I can explain it. You know, I mean, y'all done seen the videos on YouTube how that shit go. You know what I mean? They be like, crack possessing the crack cocaine. You know what I'm saying? Minimum such and such 6 months to 2 years. You know what I mean? But if you got like 2 or 3 bags, they be trying to say like they call them, you know, they'll use them as different counts of charges and had like 6 or 7, you know what I'm saying, of the same charge. Now eventually, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna loop them all up into one. But when they explain it in the courtroom, it's all separate. The first time they explain it, everything's separate. And then when you go, if you take it to trial, it's the same way when you go to trial. You know what I'm saying? Like, they spread all that shit out, and then, you know, it's up to the prosecutor. The prosecutor decide whether or not, you know what I'm saying, if they should all be ran in conjunction or if they should all be ran concurrent or consecutive or concurrent. You know what I'm saying? And consecutive just means, you know what I'm saying, like consecutively, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like each one of these. So if you get 10 charges with 5 years, just, you know what I'm saying, multiply 5 by 10, and that's how many years your ass finna be in the penitentiary. But anyway, like I said, like I was saying about my shit, I more or less, I got some tickets that I gotta go down here and take care of, and I just don't want to give them money, because when I came down here, I owed the state of Ohio I owed them about $1,500. Actually, I owed them like $3,000 total, because I had a child support bill from my first daughter. My wife had went and got on she had got on welfare. Well, not really welfare. It was just she had housing or something, but she only had it for like I think probably like 6 months. While she was in school and shit. And like they, in that time they had ran up. I think she had got like 3 checks. We was living together and everything. Like hell, I spent some of the money too. But she had got like 3 checks that totaled up to about $1,500. So when I got here, I was about 3 grand in the hole. I paid 1,500 of it off because I was the 1,500 for my child support. I had to pay that off because when we was buying the house down here, they wouldn't let my credit report. It was on my credit report, so I had to go and get that cleared up and pay that. You know what I'm saying? In order to get my credit clear. So after that, I knew that I had $1,500 in tickets to pay. And some of them, like I said, the ones that I went to court for, I paid those. The ones that I went to court for, I paid for. So that brought my total down to about $600 and something. It brought it down to like $600 and something. I go up there to try to take care of some business. And I had a couple other tickets that was open that I had to take care of. And when I get down there, I get a ticket. I think that I get 2 tickets when I went down there. I went down and listen to me, y'all. This how bad I got it. Like, this how bad the police be having it. You know what I'm saying, in Toledo. Like, just for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went down there to take care of my tickets. Now, I wasn't doing nothing wrong. I wasn't hanging around the wrong people. I might have been in the wrong area. You know what I'm saying? But fuck, come on now. Like, you gonna relate my life, you know what I'm saying, to an area, you know what I'm saying, that's been around for, I don't know how many years, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, that's the area. That ain't got nothing to do with me. But anyway, I got a ticket. I got 1 ticket for walking in the street. Now, I'm gonna tell you, I wasn't walking in the street. I'm not an idiot. I'm not dumb. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of them motherfuckers who, you know what I'm saying, just think that I got a bumper on my ass and, sometimes, you go through the hood and you see people, they be standing in the middle of the street, whatever, whatnot. But that's different, when you got like 6 or 7 people out there, they playing basketball in the street, somebody sitting in the car, y'all sitting around the car listening to the music, you might be smoking, drinking, or whatever, whatnot. That's different. But this was like I think it was about maybe 11 o'clock at night. I was on my way to my aunt's house because I didn't have a car because I live here in Texas. So I was on my way to my aunt's house so that I could get up the next morning and go to court. Well, not the next morning, but so I would be on that side of town when I had to go to court. So I was just gonna hang out over there on that side of town. And so I'm walking up the street. It's a part they was tearing down houses over there, so they had the sidewalk kind of tore up. I ain't gonna say kind of tore up. They had it, it looked like a toothless mouth. It's a house here, and then 3 houses, and then no house. House here, 3 houses, no house. Along with the house gone, the sidewalk was gone too. So every single time when I seen a house like that, it was muddy right there because it didn't have no fucking sidewalk. Wasn't no hay down there to cover up the mud, or none of that. You know what I mean? Like, so I stepped in the street. There were driveways because some of the places had houses where they were going to build them new. I don't know if anybody got them little 3-day houses. You see they come down and throw them little LMHA 3-day houses. They put it up in sections. But some of them they was putting up houses on. And so I would get in the street. I would walk in the street every time I came to one of those parts in the road. I need gas. And I'll be damned if one of the times that I forgot I got this wide load. I forgot. Damn it. Lo and behold, you know what I'm saying, when I get, I'm gonna have to just pull this mug around there. But lo and behold, when I step in the street, it's a police car coming around the damn corner. Well, it's like a bend, you know what I'm saying? And so like I said, I walked along the curb. I didn't even step in the street. Matter of fact, if I did step in the street, it's because I probably stumbled off the curb. Not stumble, but like, you know how you might lose your foot, you might put your foot down and step back up. But I was walking along the curb, and this dude pulls up, and he was like, they pull up and they do a U-turn. Man, I ain't gonna never get this truck off of here. I'm going to the shop because I ain't got time for this. But the dude pull up, he do a U-turn. Shut up, bitch. He do a U-turn, pull up behind me. 2 police officers get out the car, and he like, what you doing walking in the street? And so, you know, like, I ain't gonna lie, man, I was already instantly pissed off, but I didn't show it that I was pissed off. I was just like, I wasn't walking in the street. And he was like, we just saw you walking, well, you were crossing the street. And that was what really pissed me off, because it was like, nigga, I wasn't even crossing the street. Like, dude, but I didn't even try to explain it to him. I just put my hands up in the air. I had a bottle of vodka or something in my backpack. And so the dude was like, asked me for my ID. He asked me for my ID, and it was he already had his hand in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had his hand in my pocket. He put me in handcuffs. He didn't even like tell me I was under arrest and nothing. That he just walked up, put me in handcuffs, and sat me down on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't saying nothing to him. He going through my backpack. Asked me why you got gin. I told him I'm grown. You know what I'm saying? Or why I have vodka. I told him I was grown. You know what I'm saying? And that might have pissed him off. But, I mean, it was the truth. It's like, you know, damn. Like, what, I can't have it in my bag? I know I can't have it in a cup or drink it. But, shit, it's in my book bag. And so, you know, like, I ain't being no dick with them. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking they cool. So, I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, I'm about to go to jail. Because, you know, I had them warrants. But I was there to take care of the warrants. And so, you know, I start feeling, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, like, man, dude, you know what I'm saying, like, this shit can't be happening. And so I start telling the dude, like, man, look, you know, I'm only down here because I'm trying to take care of my business, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to handle my situation, you know, whatever, whatnot. And, you know, dude was cool. He was like, oh, man, you know what I'm saying, just chill, let's run your name, man, real quick, and see, you know, what's going on, and then we'll go from there. So I'm like, nah, you know, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, nah, nigga, I'm trying to get you not to run the name, because if you run the name, you're going to have to take me to jail. But long story short, you know what I'm saying, they ran my name, and they was alright. The only thing that wasn't alright about them was they gave me a fucking ticket for walking in the street. And you know what I'm saying, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, I would have rather them just take me to jail. Because here it is another ticket that they just gave me that I'm going to have to go to court for, on top of the 2 or 3 tickets that I might have, that I'm, you know what I'm saying, that I had that wasn't taken care of. So that's another, we'll say another $200 pretty much. Because it's $100 court cost, or $70. This, I think, is $100 court cost now, and $35, $65 court fees or some shit like that. Fines and courts. Fines be like $125 and the court costs be like $65. So that's about $200 if you ask me. And so I'm like, man, yo, you know, whatever. So my dad a police officer. I take the ticket over to my dad. I'm gonna get stuck again. That's why I hate taking these bitch ass trailers. But my dad was like, I don't even think the ticket. He was like, I don't even think the code is right on that ticket, like as far as, you know, the section code and all that shit. So he was like, when you take it to court, when you go to court for it, you know what I'm saying, ask him about the code. And so I'm thinking to myself right then, I'm like, oh yeah, you know, he couldn't find his code book, because my dad retired, but you know what I'm saying, he couldn't find his code book, so he couldn't tell me right off the back whether it was or it wasn't. Oh man, I done went right. I done came out the place and went right past where I'm trying to go. I'm running my mouth. I'm just gonna go around. Fuck it. So anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like they give me the ticket. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and so I proceed. I go ahead. I'm mad. Now I'm mad as hell. I don't even want to go to court no more. I don't want to go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, this shit just gonna keep happening to me. It's just gonna keep happening. You know what I mean? Over and over and over. No matter what I do, they just gonna keep giving me tickets and tickets and tickets and tickets and tickets. And I'm like, I'm pissed off. And I'm like, man, I'm not paying these motherfuckers nothing because it ain't like I asked for these tickets. It's not like I was doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying? For y'all to give me a ticket for anything. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, long story short, I always go to court and I plead no contest. You know what I'm saying? I always go to court and plead no contest because, like I said, at the end of the day, they ain't trying to hear that shit. Bottom line, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't trying to hear that shit. And if you not paying no lawyer, you know what I'm saying? You might as well not even go in there and say shit because they ain't trying to hear it. And so, like right now, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, when I first got down here, I was in this mentality of, I ain't finna get I ain't giving these motherfuckers shit. But not really realizing, you know what I'm saying, like how much of my life, I guess, I don't know, I don't really care about it. Where is this road going and why is it letting me go? Like, what the hell, what the fuck is this? What the fuck? This finna be ugly, y'all. But, you know what I'm saying, like, I just didn't want to pay on their money, but lately, you know what I'm saying, I've been thinking about shit, thinking and thinking and thinking, and I think I'm just gonna go ahead and get these little bitches their money. And you know what? It's not even like it's a lot of money. It's probably like a couple $100. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I could have been paid, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could pay them right now. It's just the principle of it. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's either fight or pay them. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't for that fighting shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna go down there and hot box with these motherfuckers. Because, like I said, every time I go back home to try to take care of this shit, I get a ticket. I get some kind of fine. Dig this. Last time I was up there, all I was doing was sitting on the porch. Somebody robbed a bar around the corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, not the same block, but like in the same square. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it was around the corner from, you know what I'm saying, where we was at. We can't see the bar can't see where we at. That's how far, you know what I'm saying, it is. But it's in the same radius of a block. Man, these motherfuckers, these police, they come down the street. One car come down the street. We like, oh shit, what the hell going on now? No lights, no siren, no nothing. Next thing you know, it stopped. And then another police car come down, but he come down real slow. And then he passes, and then he stopped. Next thing you know, 7 to 8 police cars come up, and then these cars start bagging backwards. And you know what I'm saying? And they get up there, and they like, dude, like, it was a dude walking up to the house. It was a dude finna walk up to the house, and they stopped him. And then they start immediately asking us questions like, what y'all doing? And we like, shit. My dude started going off on them, and I mean that's what pretty much led them to do all the shit that they did. But still, they didn't have a right to do it. You know what I'm saying? Was the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't have a right to do none of that shit because we was sitting on the porch. If somebody robbed a bank around the corner, why the fuck would we be sitting on the damn porch? And I'm talking about when they say they robbed the place, they called 911, and the police was like right there. To my knowledge, from after all that other shit, and after everything went down, and I'm not gonna say the people who robbed the bank, but the people who was there, you know what I'm saying? Let everybody know, like the police was like right there when it happened, pretty much. And so, since they was late, since they was I don't want to say late, but since they couldn't catch who they thought they wanted to catch, they just gonna go around the whole neighborhood harassing everybody that they see. And so they like asking us for our IDs and everything. And once again, the famous trip, famous dog of 5150, he got them warrants. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, and I didn't even know. Like Ohio is a ID state. So you know what I'm saying. Like if they ask you, you gotta show that motherfucker. And so I'm telling them like, dude, I ain't even did nothing, whatever, whatnot. Dude, like, man, just give me your ID. I'm like, we get ready to go through the whole little, I ain't do nothing, you don't need my ID thing. But I was just like, I was pissed off. So I just gave him the ID, like, fuck it, try to avoid conflict. Maybe he might not even run my name. And then, the chick told me that it was a chick cop next to the dude. She was like, she was like, what did she say? She said, I'm not even worried about who you are or anything. I'm just trying to get. No, she said, I'm not worried about if you don't have warrants or not, if you got warrants or not. I'm just trying to find out who you are. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit, I'm Trevor Lacey. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as I said my name, you know what I'm saying, she automatically like, oh, who's your dad? She was like, oh, I remember you, and I remember you straighten everything out and all this other crazy shit. Because I was a badass kid. I was. But, like, I'm talking about a kid, like 11, maybe 10, 11. And you know what I'm saying? Oh shit, I didn't even see y'all in here. Japanese, I think that's Japanese. What's good with you, Croc? Yeah. Well, visiting Toledo and living in Toledo, it all depends on, everything depends on what you do, you know what I'm saying? Where you at, what type of people you hanging around. You know what I mean? All that stuff revolves around it. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all still got to ask ourselves the important question of, you know what I'm saying? Does it really matter, you know what I'm saying? Like, who I hang around? At the end of the day, like, now I'm not saying that, if you get caught sitting on the porch with drug dealers, yes, everybody's going to assume that you selling drugs too. So, we're going to kick that one out the box. Don't think that way. I'm just thinking, if I have to get from point A to point B, you know what I'm saying? But I live at point A, and point A just happens to be, you know what I'm saying, the neighborhood of, a bad area. I still shouldn't be subjected just because I live in a bad area. I still shouldn't be, you know what I'm saying, subjected to be harassed by anybody or, taunted or, frisked, seized, arrested, or whatever, you know what I'm saying, by anybody just because I live in that area. That's just nonsense. You know what I mean? Like, you can clearly see somebody robbing a bank from somebody standing at the bus stop. That's all I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Like, it don't take a rocket scientist to figure that out in this day and age. But like I said, I've always, like I said, I got stopped by the police coming out of a store one day, and the dude stopped me because he asked me, he said, why? When he walked up on me, he said, why am I not in school? And so I'm looking at the dude, and I'm like, at the time, dude, I'm like 27 years old, bro. Like, he said, why you not in school? I said, man, I'm 27 years old. Now, once again, mind you, I'm not mad at the fact that I had a warrant, because I had a warrant then too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I went to jail. And I'm not trying to justify all of my stuff saying that, when I went to jail, they had a reason to take me to jail. No harm, no foul. I'll pay those tickets because that's exactly what, that's exactly what happened. You know what I mean? That's exactly what, I was wrong with the warrant, and, you know what I'm saying? And I had to, you got to pay the piper for that. And so the dude stopped me. He was like, why you ain't in school? I said, man, I'm 27 years old. And he was like, is that right? He's like, you got any ID on you? And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying, dude? I'm 27 years old, and I mean, like, dude, you can clearly see, like, dude, I know I might look a little young, you know what I'm saying, but I don't look young like I'm supposed to be in any school in the area where we was at. It wasn't nothing but elementaries over there, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so I'm just like, man, whatever. and you know I had some brass knuckles in my pocket, and so that's what led me to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? That time, and like I said, you know, I'm always doing some shit that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not just trying to justify and say that you can do right and wrong at the same time, but not expect to get no wrong. You know, I'm not saying that. You know what I mean? I'm just saying if he accused me of being 17 years old, you know what I'm saying, and I tell him I'm not 17 years old, where's my motherfucking benefit of the doubt? You know what I'm saying? That dude, maybe I might not be fucking 17 years old. You know what I mean? But whatever. You know. Case in point. Case number 2. I mean, you know, like this man. I got stories for days, bro. I came out of my when I first had my daughter and my wife now. We had a little crib. I need some gas. Me and my wife had a little crib over on the north side of Toledo, and the north side is like, you know, like they call it Little Iraq over there. That's what they call it. And, you know what I mean? I don't like them said. I don't think it's that bad because I walk through that motherfucker like, you know, I ain't like I said. I know people. I know everybody. I ain't gonna say everybody, but I know enough people. Ain't nobody gonna fuck with me. I ain't trying to fuck with nobody. You know what I'm saying? And but I go to the store one night. I needed a cigarette. This is back when I was smoking cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? I needed a cigarette, but I didn't smoke like that. I just would smoke them. You know, like I don't know. Like me and my wife argue sometimes. I'll run down to the store, you know, grab a little loose cigarette, and you know, just smoke that motherfucker. You know, to calm down and shit. You know, whatever. And so I go down there. I get a cigarette. I come out the store. I look to my left. I look to my right. I walk down the stairs and around the corner towards my house. And as I'm coming down the stairs, I see this police car, and I'm talking about like it's 2 blocks over, but see it's a church right there, and it's a fence, so you can see clear into the next block because that's how big the church parking lot is. So I see him like he's zooming down. I can see him through the fence. He's zooming down. And there's no way that he could have. I wasn't standing still. I never stood still at all. I came out, looked left, looked right, walked down the stairs, and came around. Man, this dude zoomed. Like, I'm looking back. Now, at this point, I'm trying to shuffle my feet along. Now, listen, y'all. I don't have no warrants. I didn't have no warrants at the time at all. This dude, I look behind me. He pulls past the street. Then I see him hit the brakes. Then, you know, I hear the transmission click, click, you know what I'm saying? He put it in reverse, and he's peeling out like, Skate! And so he come back, you know what I'm saying, and pull down the street. I'm just now crossing the street. He pulls up on me and said, hey, what's your name? I said, Trevor Latham, what's your name? He said, he was like, well, I'm Officer Moreno. And so I'm like, you know, good for you. I ain't say that, but I'm just thinking in my head, like, good for you, nigga, you know. And so the dude, he was like, what's your name again? And I said, I told you my name. He said, where you going? I said, I'm going home. Where you coming from? I said, I just grabbed a cigarette. You know what I'm saying? I just grabbed a cigarette from the store. You know, shit, I'm just going home. The dude speeds forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, pulls up like 4 or 5 cars. Jumps out. Walks up to me and says, first he tried to put his hand on my chest. Like, stop. And I was like, dude, don't touch me. You know what I'm saying? He was like, what do you think, you're some kind of tough guy? And I was like, nah, man, you know what I'm saying? But don't touch me. I ain't touch you, don't touch me. And so the dude, after he did all that dumbass shit, he said, so you're not gonna tell me your name? I said, man, I just told you my name. So I told him my name again. And so like by this time we walking. I done made it to my house and everything. He walking with me. I made it to my house. I sit down on the porch. And no, I didn't sit down on the porch. I tried to walk in my house, and when I tried to walk in my house, he slammed it. You know what I'm saying? Slammed the door, the screen door shut. Like, where you think you going? And I said, I'm finna go in the house. He said, no, you not. He said, you want to go to jail? I said, shit, for what? He said, shit, for John Doe. I said, John Doe for what? My name is such and such and such and such. I called, by this, my daughter then came to the door. You I'm talking to this dude. I'm like, close, telling my girl, like, man, close the door, man. Would you tell this nigga my name? You know what I'm saying? And she like, so I said close the door because he obviously just was not trying to hear shit that I had to say. Nothing I had to say. And I ain't met this man, I known this man, seen this man, but 2 minutes of my life, and he already, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just don't give a fuck. And so, I gotta find. You alright? You alright? Don't go lay down. I ain't looking where they call you. Go lay down. Go lay down. You gotta go out. Crazy ass. But you know what I'm saying? I ain't met this man for two days of my, 2 minutes of my life, and you know what I'm saying? He already threatening to take me to jail. He didn't already put his hand in my chest. You know what I'm saying? And so I just sit down on my porch, like, whatever. And then he looked at me again. He was like, "So we gonna play this game?" And I was like, "Man, what are you talking about, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what did I even do?" He said, "You was loitering up there at the store." I said, "What?" Like, oh my God, dude, you just don't, y'all just don't know, man. You just do not know. When I tell you, nigga, I walked in the store, out the store, and around the corner. That's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did, man. And you know what I'm saying? And this dude got on his radio, called for a unit to come pick me up off my front fucking porch, yo. Off my front porch, had me picked up, had me arrested, told the other officers that I didn't tell him my name, that I did, and I had my ID, and this was the craziest. Yo, y'all don't hear me, man. I had my ID. They frisked me, took my ID out my wallet, but since he tried to say, and I swear on my kid's life, y'all, I don't bait the police. Like, I don't want to go to jail. I don't even want to talk to these motherfuckers. I don't want to say nothing to them. I don't want them to say nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't bait the police. I don't do little stupid shit like, oh, there go the police, y'all. Let's go see what happened. Hell no, I don't care what happened. If I want to know what happened, I'll read about that shit on the news. You know what I'm saying? Like, only time I'm gonna go see what happened is if it's like a fire truck or some shit like that. But if I see police lights, I don't do that shit. Cause if y'all can remember on one of my the police videos, I had the police video I did. I was telling you that story about how I got the felonious assault on the police officer, and that's how I got that charge. Being nosy, being motherfucking nosy, and it wasn't even like a long nosy. It wasn't even like, how you want to tell some people like, dude, mind your fucking business. It wasn't even like that. It was more or less like I seen some police lights. They was around the corner, so I didn't know how far they was. I didn't know they was like right there. When I went around the corner, they was like right there. And all I did was stick my head around the corner. Like, not even a second. A millisecond. And, you know what I'm saying, went back to where I was going. Dude came over and told me, after he got done pulling over whoever he told to, he came over and pulled me over. I mean, not pulled me over, but stopped me. Just start going through my pockets. You know what I'm saying? I turned around, asked him why he was going through my pockets. Dude hit me in my face. You know what I'm saying? When he hit me in my face, I turned all the way around, you know what I'm saying? And, was asking him, like, why, you know what I'm saying? Like, why you hit me in my face? And he hit me 2 more times. Boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, by that time, I'm like, shit. I tried to take off running, shit. You know what I'm saying? Not running from him, but it wasn't even like I took off. It was more or less like when you try to protect yourself. But he had me handcuffed. He had cuffs on. He had the cuff on his hand. He had the cuff on me. And so, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was trying to defend myself, but, and in turn, like I said, I started running a little bit, but I couldn't, shit, because I was tied up with this nigga. And so, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, he hit me in my face about 10 times. You know what I'm saying? I got to find somewhere to sleep. But he hit me in my face like 10 times. You know what I'm saying? And, like, I never touched him. You know what I'm saying? I did kind of push him down, but it wasn't like push him down like man, I could have pushed that nigga life away. That's how much bigger than him I was, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if I would have pushed him or hit him or did anything to him, believe me, y'all, I would be dead, because, you know what I'm saying, like, man, I'd have knocked his ass out. You know what I'm saying? Like, is there somewhere to sleep? Like, why they got this lot right here just chilling? I needed to pull up this map. Hold on, y'all, cause I'm just driving, talking, running my mouth. I don't care though, cause like I said, I'm bored. I ain't got shit else to do but go to sleep. But anyway, so like dude, like he hit, what I'm saying, hit me in the grill, hit me in my face. And so what I'm saying, finally, like I kind of like gave up the resisting part, like what I'm saying. I told him, like, man, if you hit me again before I can get the words out of my mouth, he whop. And so what I'm saying, like I drug him over to a car. Cause like I said, I was bigger than him. He was trying to get, man, he was trying, but he just couldn't do shit with me. And I had his partner so scared. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't even want to say he was scared. I think he was just scared because he didn't know. He was one of them type of people that'll shoot you, like his partner was. Yeah, man, I need some popcorn. I know that's right. Why you say something about popcorn, crack? Now you got me hungry. But nah, man, like he started punching me in my face, and so I told him don't punch me in my face no more, and he catch me again. Wow. And what I'm saying. So I drug him over to a car, and at first I leaned on the car to try to shield my face because he was still trying to hit me, but by then I got the Mayweather on his ass. What I'm saying? He like, oh shit. So what I'm saying, like once I leaned on the car, he kind of postured up behind me. You know how the police do. He postured all up behind me like he trying to stick his dick in my ass or some old nasty crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he grabs my braids. I had these long ass braids, and he grabbed my braids. You know what I'm saying? Just pulled my head up, and wham, and slammed my head down into the hood of the car. So I'm like, oh, this after he done cuffed me, y'all. Like I let him cuff me while I was leaning on the car, while he was standing behind me and shit. He cuffed me, what I'm saying. He slammed my head in the car, boom. Then he picked it up again. He tried to slam it again, but I put that football neck on him. Like, nah. But he still kind of got my forehead. But the second time, when he pulled it up the second time, here come his bitch ass partner with a big ass can of mace. I'm talking about, man, that can of mace looked like a fire extinguisher. That nigga shot me in my eyes with that motherfucking mace, and it didn't really bother me all like that. I don't know why people think mace. You know what I'm saying? Like mace don't do shit unless you just a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like. I mean, you guaranteed you're not gonna be able to see as well as you could without it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if you let somebody whoop your ass because they mace you, then you just a bitch. That's all I'm gonna say. Sorry, but yeah, he maced me, and you know what I'm saying? It made me sneeze. That's about it. Like, it made me sneeze, and it did burn my eyes a little bit, made my eyes water, but it wasn't that bad. And so you know what I'm saying? He maced me. I'm like, man, what the fuck? I'm sitting there, mace going all in my mouth. I'm like, what the fuck? It's mace and shit all in my mouth, my nose. I'm like, man. Okay. So after he maced me, then he slams me on the ground. Like, in between like, you know how you park a car on the curb? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we on the curb side. Like, he slams me on the ground in between the tires of the car and the curb. And he start jumping on me with his knee. Boom, boom. But he's so little, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's so little. He would have did better if he would have just pulled out his baton and started whooping my ass, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad he didn't, but he would have did better if he did that. But the thing is, though, he was doing all that shit for no reason at all. I was already handcuffed. I wasn't posing no more threat to him. I had already told him, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, just chill, man. Just chill, man. Just chill. So, you know, he doing all this shit just because he pissed off. Just because he mad because I was bigger than him. And I'm the one that took him to the car. I'm the one that put myself on the car. He mad because I did half his job for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so he was embarrassed, yo. I swear, yo. Y'all think I'm playing. If he was just embarrassed. That's all I did. I embarrassed the shit out of him. And I embarrassed him in front of his partner. But his partner was even more of an embarrassment because he was froze. He was froze. When I tell you he was froze, that nigga was froze. I'm talking about like this. Mannequin challenge. I looked up, you know, when me and him was tussling, I looked over, but like I said, this is one of the scariest people that you don't want to be dealing with in a situation like that, because them is the ones that shoot your ass. He was sitting there and he was stuck with his hand on his gun, looking at him. He was looking at me and looking at him like, and like he was just froze, and he didn't do nothing until after, you know what I'm saying, I let the dude cuff me. And then after, you know what I'm saying, like I said, when he cuffed me and then he started banging my head in the hood of the car, you know what I'm saying, he came over and then he maced me. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, what they do. That's exactly what they do. They, you know what I'm saying, they create a situation. If they can't get a, if they don't already have a situation, you know what I'm saying, to be there for, they'll create one by asking you questions. They'll create one by asking you questions. You know what I'm saying? Dumb questions like, where you going? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Where do you live? You know, shit. Do you work around here? Little stupid shit that ain't got nothing to do with them. You know what I'm saying? Don't have nothing to do with them at all. But you know, and then what they do is they irritate the shit out you. The police, they irritate the hell out of you until until you fucking blow off. You know what I'm saying? Blow one off on their ass. You know what I'm saying? And then it's time to go to jail. But see, like, you know, it only happens to select a few people. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you know, like it don't happen to everybody. But you know what I'm saying? But in my case, shit. I ain't never had my chance to fucking like blow my steam off. I did one night when I was drunk in the back of the police car because dude was dead wrong. But see, look, like, so after dude whooped my ass and we, you know what I'm saying, like we go to court, you know what I'm saying, like he charged me for felonious assault on a police officer, right? And this nigga took a picture of a busted pimple on his eye. Now I never touched this dude's face. I never hit him. I never did nothing. He took a picture of a busted pimple on his eye, on the side of his eyebrow. And I'm talking about it wasn't no bigger than the pimple. And dude, it had a picture. I'm talking about I had 4 pictures from like 4 different angles of this bitch ass pimple, yo. Like, and I'm sitting here looking like, yo. He had 3 other pictures of his hand from the handcuff that was wrapped around his hand. He had four little other pictures of that. And I admit, yeah, I was probably guilty of that because, yeah, like I said, shit, I was probably like 175, 180, something like that. Dude was probably like, you know, man, he was probably like 120 or something like that, maybe 115, you know what I'm saying, with the belt on. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so I'm telling you, like, when I tell you I should have been dead out there, you know what I'm saying? The shit, I guess the way that I reacted, and when I look back on it, it kind of scared me a little bit. But then again, you know what I'm saying, it's like I really wasn't doing nothing wrong. Like if they would have shot me, they would have just shot me just because they would have shot me anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like by the way they was acting, like they would have shot me just for the fuck of it anyway. So it really didn't matter whether or not if it was how I reacted to them or not. You know what I'm saying? Like they was some dickhead assholes. You know what I'm saying? Period. And so when I get to when they get me downtown to the safety building, I'm like, man, yo, I told him I wanted pictures taken of my face because he had bloody my nose. You know what I'm saying? My lips was busted. You know what I'm saying? Like my eyes wasn't fat, but they was puffy. Like you could tell, like, you know what I'm saying, somebody had hit me, but it wasn't like swole, like all shut and shit. And so, you know what I'm saying, I told him I wanted pictures taken of my face. Dude gonna come in that motherfucker with a wet paper towel while I'm handcuffed to one. You know, when they take you down there, they handcuff you to a bench. You know what I'm saying? And you be handcuffed to the bench, so you can't really do shit. He come in there with a paper towel and try to wipe my face off. So I'm like, nah, nigga, man, if you don't get up off me, but I can't. It ain't too much I can do. I can tell him all type of shit, like get the fuck off me. But you know what I'm saying? And try to move. And so when I start moving, you know what I'm saying, and making like, you know, I start making noise like, man, hey, man, this nigga took his elbows. You know what I'm saying? He took his elbows. And he, you know what I'm saying, like he jammed them down into into my shoulders right here. You know what I'm saying, on my collarbone. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about hardest, man, as hard as he could for as big as he was. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that shit hurt. Like it hurted like a man. That shit hurted. Like it felt like he broke my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit. You feel like he broke that whole. Like, and I ain't no little dude, man. Like, and like it stunned me at first. Like, you know how that first pain, like it was like that first pain shit. Like, damn, like but after that, I was like, man, bitch. But like, I was like, man, yo, fuck that. I seen Rodney King. I seen him whoop that nigga ass. You know, certain shit the police do to you, let you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, do you want the Rodney King ass whooping or don't you? And I do not want the Rodney King ass whooping. I'm talking about that nigga Goose Eggs was like, but boom, boom, he had them all over his shit, boy. They knocked his teeth and shit out. Like, fuck that. So I was like, I'm already handcuffed to a bench. He wasn't even handcuffed. They beat the shit out of his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can just imagine what the fuck they gonna do to me on this goddamn handcuffed to this bench. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't even try to fight him back. You know what I'm saying? He sat there and wiped my face off. So he just wiped off all the evidence of them beating me pretty much. And you know what I'm saying? When we went to court, the judge told we went to common pleas court, which is felony court, and you know what I'm saying, he was like, the judge said he gonna say, I think both of y'all acted inappropriately or something like that, and he gave me 6 months. He gave me 6 months, and first I was supposed to do it in the jail, like the county jail, not the county jail, but the outside county jail. Like, it's two of them. Like, you got your downtown jail, and then you got where they house niggas, you know what I'm saying, where, you know, you do your time and shit at. So, you know what I'm saying, it was an out of county jail, but it was still for our county. And so, you know what I'm saying, I'm like, Striker, that's what it's called. And but he that my lawyer, which I paid, you know what I'm saying, like, he was like, oh, you know, all this, he's got a job and blase such and such and whatever, whatnot, and all this shit. And so the judge was like, you know, alright, whatever, whatnot, you know what I'm saying, well, how does work release sound? And so, you know, at the time, I ain't trying to hear none of this shit, because I'm like, yo, I ain't do shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, what the fuck I'm going to jail for? And I ain't do shit. What's going to happen to him is what I was thinking in my head. Like, what about him? You said we both acted inappropriately, right? And so that's when I learned that, yeah, I don't give a fuck what the police do. They ain't going nowhere. They ain't going to do shit to them. They ain't going to say shit to them. They ain't going to do shit to them at all. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. It's even your word against theirs. I don't give a fuck if you have a lawyer or not. You better have a whole lot of money and shit. The cops probably gonna get paid too. You know what I'm saying? To shut the fuck up about it. And you know what? My dad was a police. But like, when that happened, when I got that felonious assault on a police officer, my dad was a police officer. You know what I'm saying? He was a sergeant. And he was, you know what I'm saying, like, I think he didn't retire until 2 or 3 years later. And he went over to the dude and asked the dude, like, you know, hey, yo, felonious assault, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? And the dude pretty much, you know what I'm saying, like, not in those words, but pretty much said, fuck my daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, like, oh, man, dude, like, you just don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, with my dad, and with the trouble that I used to be when I was a kid, you know what I'm saying, like, and all of this shit that I probably had got out of before, you know what I'm saying, previous to all of this when I was a juvenile, you know what I'm saying, like, my dad was kind of at his last, like, it wasn't too much shit else he could do, you know what I'm saying, besides buy me out. And I think my dad bought me out a couple, like, you know, more than like 2 or 3 times, you know what I'm saying, because he know I don't like jail. You know what I'm saying? He know that I don't really do shit to go to jail. It's just like I said, man. Yo, like, I'm always that person, you know what I'm saying, that always get fucked with by the police. I ain't no bad dude or like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've done my crimes and, you know, my shit that I've done, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has, you know what I mean? But I ain't all like that to deserve half the shit that I've been dealt with by the police in my life, for real. But yeah, man, I'm trying to think of another one real quick, man. I told you about the felonious assault on the police officer. I told you about the brass knuckles. Oh yeah, so I'll tell y'all about my second CCW, my second carrying concealed weapon charge. I'm gonna cut my camera off real quick though, cause I gotta smoke real quick. But I'll tell you about my second CCW charge. Uh, I had I had a bad, like I said, man. I lived in the hood, man. You know what I'm saying? Like shit. So like it was shit going on at this time, like in our neighborhood, like where people was killing people like every day. Like I'm talking about people was winding up in trunks, and man, people was getting shot. Didn't nobody know why. You know what I'm saying? Like just people, kids, mamas, daddies, all that shit, man. And then, you know, it was a couple people in our city just running around killing people. Like you know, y'all think like when you see all that stuff that come on the news, you know what I'm saying, like that just be it, man. This shit be happening, yo, like everywhere. Like, and some stuff make the news and some stuff don't. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff they don't even want people to even know. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you mess around and look it up. You know what I'm saying? And hear about it 2 years later on YouTube because you know what I'm saying, the video, or you know, it's just now the police just now releasing evidence, or you know, whatever, whatnot. But uh, I so I went and got me a pistol. And, you know, like I said, I wasn't, you know what I'm saying, shoot 'em up, bang, bang, wild, wild west, all that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I did my, you know what I'm saying, I did my fair share, you know what I'm saying, but not no shit, I ain't never killed nobody, no shit like that, if I did, I wouldn't tell y'all anyway, but, you know, I ain't never did no shit like that, and, you know what I'm saying, like, uh, and one night I went out to I was going to go kick it with my brother, as he said he ain't had no weed, and so you know what I'm saying, like I go, you know what I'm saying, go to the house, grab a couple bags, come out, you know what I'm saying, pick these two chicks up. You know what I'm saying? Like we wasn't finna fuck or nothing like that. Just picked them up, you know, just for the road. You know, you gotta stun a little bit, you know, whatever. Plus they wanted to get high, they ain't had no weed, so I was just like, you know, I'm gonna kill these three birds with one stone. And so we get in the car, you know what I'm saying. Mind you, my granny I bought this car for my granny because had bought a new one, so I bought her car. And so it didn't have the right plates on it, because at the time I couldn't get a license, so I was using my baby mom's plates. You know what I'm saying? You know, just you know, for the look and you know, whatever. And so, like you know, at first I was going back and forth to work, and then I got laid off from my job. So you know what I'm saying, like being that I was laid off from my job, it just pretty much made me have to run the streets a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Because you know when you sell drugs and you at work, you know you at work, ain't nothing you can do. You know what I'm saying? You can't trust nobody to give your phone or you know your shit to. You know what I'm saying? To let them do it, so you just pretty much lose out on all that shit. So like when I got laid off from my job, you know what I'm saying, I was open season, so you know I'm out all times of the night. I had worked third shift, so I didn't have to worry about being out at night. You know what I'm saying? I could just do everything I needed to do during the day. And one night I go out there and get the cake, you know what I'm saying. I stopped. The girl wanted to stop and get something, and we stopped and we got whatever she got, and then we pulled off. I turned two corners and run straight smack dab into the police, like we coming, you know what I'm saying, like coming towards each other. But it's a one-way street. It's a one-way street. It's all one street, but one half of it is a one way, and then when it gets to the alleyway, it turns into a two-way. Don't ask how, don't ask why, I don't fucking know. But they coming up the one way into the two-way. I'm turning into the alley, you know what I'm saying, where the split is at, but they've already passed me. So I see them starting to turn the U-turn right as I'm turning the corner to where they can't see me no more. I see them hit the brake, so I know they finna do a U-turn. I smash the gas, get all the way up to I make it through the alley. I see them in my rear view. I got them smoked. I bend the corner, boom, pull up to a house, stop. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm so frantic that the police behind me, I done forgot. What's good with you, Adam Bro? I'm so, you know what I'm saying, frantic that the police behind me, I done forgot I got the 3 bags of weed and the damn gun in the car. So I pull up to the house like, you know, thinking like I lost him. You know what I'm saying? Not really like I lost him, but you know, like as long as I ain't driving, you know what I'm saying? Like they just going like I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, man. But you know what I'm saying? They come up to the car, cool, all cool and calm and shit. And you know what I'm saying? He was like, you know what up? You know, why'd you try to run from us? And I'm like, nigga, I ain't trying to run from you. If I try to run from you, why the hell are you out your car standing here talking to me if I try to run from you? And so he like whatever, you know, he was like, your plates don't match your car. Just automatically, you know what I'm saying? But that just let me know that they was watching my fucking car. Like they had to have rolled past my car, scan my plates or something, you know what I'm saying? Like previous that day, because like it wasn't no way he could have read my plates by the way that we passed each other. You know what I'm saying? Like I was passing him. I didn't have a plate on the front, you know what I'm saying? It was because we not required in Ohio to have a plate on the front, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't have a plate on the front, and I was passing him, and like I was turning when he passed me. Like it wasn't no way he could have seen my license plate. But anyway, he like, your license plate don't match your car. I'm like, it's my granny car. I give him a whole little story about the car and all that shit. And then he was like, you mind if I search the car? And I'm like, shit, nah. I'm telling you, still in my mind, I ain't even thinking that the gun is even in there. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think about the gun until after he got us all out the car. He seen the 2 bags of weed, and he was like, how much more weed in here? And I was like, shit, everything sitting in the seat, I think, unless it's one something in my pocket. And he was like, he start going through the car. He got all 3 of us in the back, like on the back, sitting on the back of my car. And he was like, the girl was like, she was like, where your gun at? And I'm like, oh nigga, I could have melted, man. I turned into a Eminem in the summertime on the dashboard of a Cadillac, boy. I melted like a motherfucker, boy. And so like right when she said that, I'm like, man, I'm about to run. And she was like, don't run. And soon as she said that, man, that nigga pulled that, he was pulling my seat up, and he looked once and let it down and like went to look at something else, and then he stopped like what the fuck? Wait a minute, I see what I thought I just saw. And he lifted it up again, man, and he pulled that motherfucker out and said some shit like John or Peter or Paul or some shit like that. And man, when he said that shit, boy, it was like the cap gun going off at a race, boy. I was pow, boy, I took off. And I'm handcuffed, bro. I'm handcuffed. And so like I take off running, you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't nothing but pure alleys. Like where I'm at. Where I'm at, it's nothing but like it's streets, but it's like connect, like they so small that like the alleys connect so fast, and so it's like it's like a long alley with a whole bunch of streets, you know, connected off to it. And so man, I'm gone. I mean, I take off, dude. Like he running, and so for a minute they both start chasing me. And so, you know what I'm saying? Like, when he first started chasing me, I'm just thinking they ain't finna chase me, you know, whatever, whatnot. It's all of us out here. Shit, them niggas start giving chase. So I turned them jets on. I turned them jets on, man. I'm doing about 65 on foot up the alley. Dude right behind me, he like, man, just give up, man. I don't know where you think you're going. I'm like, shit, the fuck away from you, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. I ain't going to jail. Fuck that. And so I'm gone. I'm gone up the alley. I done left dude. When I tell you I left, but I smoked his ass, you know, and proud of it too. I was gone. And I bent the corner. By the time I get around the corner, mind you, I'm cuffed. I don't know how many of y'all motherfuckers that ran with handcuffs on. Probably not a lot of y'all, but nigga, don't ever run with handcuffs on. Don't ever even tie your hands behind your back and call yourself going for the shortest jog that you can think of. Like, just run around the block. I triple dogged it. I triple dog. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put that shit on YouTube on another video and call it the tie your hands behind your back and run around your block. Man, when I turned that corner, you know how like when a car put out a gas, like and then you start it up, and you know it don't start. Then you sit there for a minute, and you start it up, and it start up, and it take off, and it cut back off. Like that's what my body start doing. As soon as I get around the corner, I'm talking about I'm out of gas, and so like I'm like, dude ain't coming. I don't see him. My legs are so tired that like I tried to run. It was a hill, like a little small hill, like off the sidewalk. The little houses sit on top of it. It's like just a little small hill, and there's a house on top of it. So it's like a little bitty ass tiny hill. Man, I hit that hill, and boom, it hit the ground instantly. Like I don't know, it must have hit that button in my thigh muscles because they was burning like fuck. And so I'm like, I hit the ground. Boom, I'm in handcuffs and I can't like just get up, you know what I'm saying? Like just like so I looked over and I looked behind me. I ain't see dude. I'm trying to try to wiggle my way up off the ground, man, and I look back again and that motherfucker was rounding that corner. All I could see was his flash like flashing like up and down cause he was running. Man, shit, I rock once, I rock twice, and get your bitch ass off that ground. And I got up, dude, and fucking tried to haul ass, but I ain't had no gas, man. So I ran to the back of the house. When I got to the back of the house, I stopped and like put my back up against the house and like tried to stand like real still. And here he come right past me. He ran straight past me, and at first, man, I had him, dude. I had him. All I had to do was just, if I would have sat there, he would have got me. But he run past me. Woof. I'm like, bitch. I'm about to take off. I'm talking about as soon as I tried to turn, man, my foot hit a leaf because he ain't know where I had went. But I was standing right there at the back of the house. He shined his light off in the alley. He on his radio, and I tried to turn, man, and stepped on some leaves or some shit. He heard that shit, turned around, and came over and decked my ass. Boom! He tried to slam me on my head, but my shoulders is wide. You know what I'm saying? So like I dipped that one, and then he got on top of me, and he just started smacking me in my face like shit. I wouldn't even call it pimp slapping. Like he was smacking me in my face like I don't know if you know them old Bugs Bunny cartoons when he'd take his glove off and smack a motherfucker like back and forth like whap whap whap. Like he was just smacking me back and forth. Bip, 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 bip. I told him, I'm sitting there and I'm looking at him. I'm like, bro. I'm like, man. I'm like, you got to do all that with the cuffs on though. Like I'm just looking at him with a straight face, like, cause he was slapping me. I don't know why police is bitches to me, man. Cause like they punches don't hurt. They don't, you know what I'm saying? If anything, they gonna hurt you with is a baton or a gun. Like, other than that, man, police is bitches. They is the most bitch-made motherfuckers on the planet, man. They act like they don't eat no goddamn, they act like they don't eat no fiber. They ain't got no fiber in their diet. You know what I'm saying? They don't lift no weights or none of that shit. Them is some weak, some bitch. Not all of them, but the majority of them. Some bitch-ass motherfuckers. I'm talking about he slapping me. If I'd have been slapping him like that, nigga, his fucking eyebrows would have been missing or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. His whole mustache had been ripped off his face. If I'd have been slapping him the way he was slapping me. And so, you know, he like, I'm like, man, fuck. I get up. I can't walk because my legs burnt out. You know what I'm saying? The police, they can't even find us because I done ran from these. I done ran so far from the initial from the initial place that they, you know what I'm saying, stopped us at. You know what I'm saying? Like, that they can't even find us. All you can hear is, like, you can hear the sirens. You can see the lights. You can hear anger and frustration of tires peeling out through mad rocks and shit because they can't find their partners. Their partners giving distress signals and shit. I mean, it's not funny, but now just think back, think about it, it's funny. It was funny. Oh yeah, Croc. This was a while. Yeah, I know now it is, but back then, like back then, it wasn't required for a plate in the front, for a license plate in the front. Matter of fact, it's not that you can't have a license plate in the front. You just have to have it displayed. So like you can have it like in your windshield or some shit like that. But you know, so like you know that. They got me on that one, and I had the felonious assault on the carrying concealed weapon, and I went to court. I did I think I did 3 months for that. I think I did 3 months. They ordered the gun to be destroyed. I think I got out early. I did like I think like 60 days. I think the total was like 90 days or something like that. And I did like 57 or something like that because I mopped some flows or some shit in there. and you get like good days. When you go to jail, they give you good days. So like you get off when you get there. When you get there, you get 7 good days per month. You know what I'm saying? So, if you good shit, I guess. if you yes master, yes boss, all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like you get to keep your good days. I mean, you ain't gotta do nothing strenuous. As long as you don't fuck up, your good days is cool. You know what I'm saying? But you can't get extra days if you don't work. So that's how that shit went. So I got out early. Needless to say, I was working my ass off, boss. Shit, boy, you be stinking, boy. Your breath be stinking in jail, boy. Your underarms be smelling like old booty, boy. Your underarms smell like your ass in jail, boy. Quit playing. Think I'm playing? I ain't playing. And everybody breath smell the same. Everybody ass smell the same. Everybody feet smell the same. If you ain't got no commissary. If you got commissary, you get the luxury of smelling like fucking shoulder to shoulder shampoos, and I think they let them wear like use like Lever 2000 or some shit, Irish Spring or some shit like that. But you get toothpaste, real toothpaste. The toothpaste that they give you in a commodity pack be like some motherfucking, be like, I don't know if y'all ever, when y'all was kids, if y'all ever remember getting fluoride from your dentist. Like they give you a tube of toothpaste, and then they give you a little tube of fluoride to brush your teeth with. I don't think they do it no more, but I think they might. I don't know. They don't do it down here. They don't do the fluoride thing in Texas. In southern states, they don't do fluoride. But yeah, man. I done had a lot of fucking run-ins with the police, and I know y'all probably over there like, man, drive the fucking truck, bro. Like, but I'm gonna be honest with you, like, I can't sit here and go through these emotional stories and drive at the same time. So I guess if you don't want to hear this shit, you ain't gotta listen. But yeah, man. I'll tell you another incident that I got ran in by the police. Now all those incidents was shit that I had to pay for. All that shit that I had to pay for it. I had to do my time, or I had to pay the cost. You know what I'm saying? And I did that. All of that shit I did. All them little bitty stories that I just told y'all, that serious shit, got all that shit out the way. Me and my cousin, we over my aunt's house, my granny's house, my former granny's house. My aunt lives there now. When we over there, drinking, talking and shit, we get to playing around wrestling. And so, like, I was showing him, some wrestling shit, like not like WWE wrestling, like school wrestling and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I was showing him some shit, and the police, like, the block that we was on is only 2 blocks long, and it's 2 blocks long to where, like, you can see from one end of it to the next end of it without a problem. If I held my name up on if I had a name tag on, damn near, and I was standing at the end of the block, you know what I'm saying, you would be able to probably tell me exactly who the fuck I was. That's how small the block is. The 2 blocks is. The police come in at one side of the block, we all the way at the other end of the block. We see the police. We like, we ain't doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just out here, ain't no cars coming. The police car pull slowly up to us. We get out the way, pull up to us, and tell us, go in the house. So you already know. You already know. Dog is like, shit, go in the house? Motherfucker, I'm 27 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you mean go in the house? Man, whatever, dude. Then I'm talking about, as soon as I told that nigga whatever, that nigga jumped up out the car. You don't understand when such and such and such and such. I said, bro, you ain't gonna sit up here and square up on me, man, and talk to me any kind of way. I'll talk to you however the fuck I want. Next thing you know, that nigga just grabbed my arm and tried to put my shit behind my back. I ain't resisting or nothing. I just let him go ahead and do. And he was trying to be all rough and shit, man. That's what I be saying. Like, the police be trying to be all rough and shit, but for real, they really don't be doing shit. It's just in a person's nature to be like, man, what the fuck you doing, man? Like, and you sound like a bitch because you really can't do nothing else, But if you could turn around and slap the shit out of one of them motherfuckers, if you could really, like, turn around and, like, really, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, they won't grab nobody else. You know what I'm saying? They won't grab nobody else. Yeah, vigilante, bro, my bad, man. I'm sitting here running my mouth. You like that game, Ark, bro? Yeah, I can do some Ark Survival, man. For real. But yeah, man. I he put me in the back of the police car, and it wasn't until I told my granny, I said, man, call my I told my granny to call my dad. And then, but before that, he was like, I don't. Before that, he didn't even know my name. He ain't know shit, y'all. Listen, he ain't know nothing. He just got out. He got to start talking shit to me right off the back. Put me in handcuffs. Put me in the back of the car. Right. So my granny was out there the whole time. She come down and asked him. She like, well, what did he do, officer? You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened? And he like all this bullshit, whatever. Well, now my aunt come down, tell my granny, said call my dad. She said, what's his number? And my auntie come down. She's like, what's Aaron's number? And so no, she said, what's her dad number? I give him the number. You know what I'm saying? Like she called. She like, hello, Aaron. And as soon as she say his name, you know what I'm saying? Like these motherfuckers look, man. The one dude looked at the other dude like, you know, whatever, whatnot, and then he just immediately gonna look at my aunt and say, "Oh, there's no need to wake the sarge. There's no need to wake the sarge," and all this other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Took me out the back of the fucking car, took the cuffs off of me, and got in the car and rolled the fuck off. I'm talking about they ain't even say shit else. They ain't say nothing, not one motherfucking word. You know what I mean? And like, you know, I never wanted to say like, you know, that my dad got me out of any of my trouble, you know what I'm saying, with the police and shit. You know what I'm saying? But damn sure him being the police, I think, you know, helped a whole lot, you know what I mean, in some of the cases, you know what I mean? Like, I don't respect my dad as a police officer or even being the police. I don't at all. What I respect is that my dad had the decency to conduct himself in a way to be able to make it home every night to his motherfucking family. So if being a bad police, you know what I'm saying, if he was that bad of a goddamn cop, I guess, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm pretty sure, you know, the streets would have found a way to deal with his ass before, you know what I'm saying, he could do, you know, fulfill that that destiny. So like I said, if I respect my dad for anything, I respect him for that. So, you know, now that that's out the way, fuck the police. So for not having, that's a reason to pull people over, for not having a plate. See, you know, like I said, Croc, you know, I I be having a hard time with shit like that, man, my man, because you know what I mean. Like in reality, in a morality sense, you know what I'm saying. Like in a morality sense, you know what I'm saying. You say like, tell to yourself, what the hell difference do it make if my plate is on the front of my car or on the back of my car when most traffic stops are performed from the back? Let's just, like I said, let's just be clear here. I don't give a flying fuck if it's a place for the, because most cars don't even come with a place to put your license plate on the front. You know what I mean? They do now. They have now. My wife in Cleveland got a ticket for the plate being in the window, and the cop was just picking on her. So in order for me to fix it, I had to put the plate in its place. And that's how she avoided. Yeah, I mean, you know, eventually you gotta conform to, you know what I'm saying, to the law, just to, you know, just to be cordial. You know what I'm saying? Like eventually you have to conform to the law to be cordial. I don't have a problem with, you know, like that's what we are supposed to do, I guess, to a certain degree, is, you know, conform to the law to be cordial. But when the law is not cordial to you, you know what I'm saying, when the law is not you know, just to you, you know what I'm saying, like I said, pulling somebody over for their license plate being in the wrong spot or not having one on the front. I mean, let's be honest. Your car, I ain't never met nobody that ran somebody plate from the front. They always wait till they get behind you. I ain't never seen the police like, ooh, let me run this dude plate, you know, from from here to Timbuktu. I mean, they only did that. They only started making you put your plate on the car when they start making them new license plates that had that got them that had that scan shit on there. Like if your license plate got that scan, that little, it's like a, like something you will see on the internet when you buy something off the internet. It's like a little scanning thing. Most plates come with them in your inside your registration sticker. But like I said, I don't know. I don't know what makes them think that, you know, pulling somebody over and them having a license plate on the front of their car makes any difference when, like I said, you're going to pull behind me. You're going to pull behind me, run my plate, and do all of that shit. You even going to get out. You're not going to pull up to the front of my car. So what the hell do I need a plate on the front of my car for? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just like I said about the light. God damn it. Why the hell do I need a light on my license plate if you got all them damn lights on your damn car? I mean, if you can't see that goddamn bad, then you don't need to be the police. You know what I mean? I always wonder why, you know what I'm saying, why do it make a difference how dark your tint is on your car? It's my motherfucking car, man. It's mine. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean you got this? You have to be able to see in my car. For what? What, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if I'm in my house, you know what I'm saying, and I don't want you looking in my house, I close my goddamn curtains. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't want you looking in my car, what my car be more like my house? Like, you know, it falls under the castle law, don't it? You know what I mean? Your car falls under the castle law. So that means you can protect your house and your car and all that shit to a certain degree. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. Like I said, I can't believe I just spent the majority of this fucking live stream running my goddamn mouth. I meant to do this on another on my other channel. I got another channel out there, y'all. I haven't started. Don't have no uploaded videos on it, but it's called the Thought Process. It's gonna be kind of like my online book. So y'all can get ready to check that out, cause gaming is just not really. I mean, like I said, gaming cool. I'm gonna still do my games and shit, cause I love games. But I'm about to start putting my efforts towards this other blogging shit, or I don't even know what the hell you call it, podcasting, blogging, vlogging, whatever the hell. But basically what I just did today, but just, you know, without no gameplays and all that other shit, just talking about life in general. I don't even know, to be honest, I don't even know how I ended up playing. You know how I ended up playing your American Truck Simulator? I was trying to see if they updated my Kenworth T800 yet, and they haven't. And I'm mad that they haven't, because it ain't nothing but some fucking headlights. And I would go in here and try to fix it, but this mine is locked, so you can't change nothing in it, on it. Like, you can change the engine, but you can't change none of the other stuff on it. Either that or I just don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'll say that. But the headlights don't show. They show out in front of the truck, but they don't show. They don't show in the headlight itself, which don't bother me at all, because like I said, I can't see that shit from inside the truck no way. But it do bother me when I try to take screenshots and shit. I cannot find my lighter for nothing in the world. I got 19 lighters around here and I can't find one of them. That's another thing I'm about to try to quit doing, man. I'm about to try to quit smoking again. This finna be hard. But I just keep telling myself, man, if I get past these other little obstacles and shit, if I can just make it past all of these other little obstacles, man. You know what I'm saying? Like all that quitting smoking and you know what I'm saying, all that other crazy shit, like that shit'll be a breeze. But as long as I got these problems and shit like that, like nigga, boy, nigga gonna smoke. I'm gonna have to smoke, cause if I don't, you know what I'm saying, like I go fucking ape shit. Not like I need weed, but you know what I'm saying, like I can't deal with like I don't deal with nonsense. This shit help me deal with the bullshit, like for real. Because if I don't, you know what I'm saying, like, and I hear like too much bullshit. If I let too much bullshit get to me, you know what I'm saying, like, man, yeah, I can be a real angry motherfucker. Real talk. I know a lot of motherfuckers like, yeah, man, whatever, man. But I'm just being totally motherfucking honest with you, yo. So that's why I smoke and shit like that. Smoke. I don't really drink all like that no more. I drink every now and then. And when I say every now and then, like I don't think I've drank shit since the last time y'all see me drink shit. But yeah, man, like my life is real simple, easy, and complicated. I'm gonna have to delete this damn video, cause this video, I ain't gonna delete it. You know, I don't never really delete my videos unless unless it's only like a minute long or something like that, or the stream freeze up. How in the hell did I get all the way to Oakland? I was wondering why it seemed like all of the stuff was all spread out. Damn, they try to get you for improper plate because your bracket was crooked. Man, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, dude. When I be like, when I say fuck them motherfuckers, I mean fuck them, man. Like, cause them motherfuckers, like, you know, you ain't got no nuts when you give somebody a ticket for some bullshit like that, and you supposed to be the goddamn police officer. Like, that is just some fucking bullshit. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You have these damn people out here talking about, they're good, hard working. You don't know what they have to deal with on a daily basis, and such. It ain't meant for regular people to know what the fuck police got to deal with on a daily basis. They the ones that took the damn job, not the damn society. And you don't think that, you know what I'm saying, like that people don't want to be thankful for the fact that if somebody did take the damn job. But I mean, if you ain't gonna do the goddamn job right, I don't want you to be I don't want no fucking police at all. That's just my personal motherfucking opinion. Cause shit, nigga, I have my protection. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, I never travel without the motherfucking shit. You know what I'm saying? So shit, try me if you want to. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, bro. At the same time, like I just said, man, if you gonna be the police and you're not gonna do the job right, I don't want you to be the police at all. I don't want no police. Fuck that. If y'all can't get some people in here that can do the job right, you know what I'm saying? What I want some motherfucker that's trying to give me a ticket. Like my life already, you know, rocky as it is, you know what I mean, and you want to come through here and give me a whole bitch ass ticket because my car ain't like yours. You know what I'm saying? Because my tail light don't work like yours. I mean, bitch, wait a minute, man. I'm doing the best I can here. You know what I'm saying? What about that? Like that, my car is running. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm putting gas in it. It's mine. It's in my name. I got license. All that shit. You know why you fucking with me over a tail light? That ain't even supposed to be none of your fucking business. If somebody crashed into my car because my tail light is out, that's not my fault. That's their fucking fault. You know what I'm saying? It's their fault. Like, it ain't my fault because my tail light was out. I don't know nobody that crashed in the back of somebody. Like, oh, your tail light was out, so I crashed in the back. No, it don't work like that. Never in the history of any motherfucking body in the world. Now, if you ain't got no tail lights, that's a reason to pull a nigga over. That's a reason. But if you got one tail light, you know what I'm saying, a brake light and all that, nigga can see you. They can see you. Like, yo, like, you seen me, you pulled me over, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. Like, people crazy, man. People morals and shit is all fucked up these days, bro. They are. And, you know, everybody, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people that I know, you know, they don't tell me that I'm crazy and nothing. You know, they tell me I'm crazy. That's what they do. They be like, well, you crazy. But I'm serious, though. I'm serious as fuck. I'm serious. I'm so serious. Like, shit is crazy, bro. But like I said in the beginning of my video, though, that's what I'm going through, man. Like, I'm going through a process right now where, you know what I'm saying, like, I gotta get that negative. I have to get that negative thought process out of my head somewhere. And I mean, you, like, for people that, like I said, if you sat back and you listen to my stories or whatnot, you know, it's not that I'm, like I said, I'm not just saying all this shit just, you know, to be pulling motherfuckers' chain. It's like, you know, for real, like, it's hard for me to get that mentality out of my head. You know what I'm saying? Because that type of shit lingers on, you know, and when I see it happen to somebody else, you know what I'm saying, it's like opening up a new, you know what I'm saying, opening up a fresh wound, you know what I'm saying, like, that just started to heal, you know what I'm saying, like, and I ain't gonna never really heal every time I see police brutality, every time, you know what I'm saying, I see somebody, you know, go to prison, you know, for something that they might not have committed or they did commit it, you know, sometimes you can see actions and shit, you know what I'm saying, tell you when somebody committed a fucking crime, you know what I'm saying, like, they just do, you know what I mean. I know it's people that didn't beg for their life, but nah, man, you can't stop stone cold evidence, you know what I mean. That's just something that you ain't gonna do, you know. It's been a lot of people that's just been framed and shit, like, it's like, where do you even get these people from? I tell you what, though, man, like, and I hope I don't ever get a chance to run this country, because, boy, I'm telling you. You know, sometimes I'll be thinking, you know what I think about jail and prison? Sometimes I really think that they lock them people up, man. Some of them. They lock them people up, man, because, like, for real, some of them are like the soldiers. How can I say it? I don't even know how to say it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we had to have an army for the people, which, you know, like, we all can agree that the army that we got is a good army to have. You know what I'm saying? They do a good job at whatever the fuck it is that they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what they do because I ain't in the army. I don't really give a fuck. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if we had to have an army as people, as citizens, our own army, I think that it would be the motherfuckers in the jail. Like, it would be the people in the prison. And that's why they keep them locked up. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't, you know. A person in jail, man, like, you know, that's a smart mother. Man, you know, they might be dumb and might can't read or some more crazy shit like that, but them be some smart motherfuckers, man. sometimes I be thinking they be locking up threats. You know what I'm saying? Like threats to them, threats to they I guess to their world. You know what I'm saying? Well, for real, like some of these motherfuckers is geniuses. Some of them, I ain't say all of them. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying like Jeffrey Dahmer, you know, should be the mayor or nothing like that. I'm just saying, you know, it just be seeming like they be keeping a lot of people down, man. Like throughout their crimes that they commit. You know, if you commit a certain kind of crime, you know what I'm saying? Like even if you don't commit it and you've been accused of it. I watched this shit on YouTube the other day, yesterday, where this dude did like 29 years in the penitentiary. And all this bitch could say was let the motherfucking ground rise to meet you. I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's all you can say after a motherfucker did 29 years of motherfucking penitentiary life for some shit that he did not do? Let the ground rise to meet you? What the fuck type of shit is that? Like, y'all don't hear me. I don't think y'all hear me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that man, that pissed me off. And it was a black dude, you know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, I would have felt the same way, you know what I'm saying? Let me not say that, you know what I'm saying? Like, but, I mean, if he was innocent, you know what I'm saying? I would felt the same way about a white dude, you know what I'm saying? But, man, bro, like, god damn. Like, man, I was just like, yo, that's some fucked up shit, man. And then she went out there and gave him a hug, man. I mean, I gotta give that man his credit. Like, boy, he a bad motherfucker. Like, he a bad dude. He gave the judge a hug, man. I would have probably went back to jail as soon as she touched me. Boop, boop. Man, I'd have hit that bitch 29 times for every year I was in there. I'm sorry, dude. You got the audacity to come down here and hug me? What? 29 years? Made the ground rise to meet you. What the fuck does that even mean? Made the ground rise to meet you? You know what that sound like? Made the ground rise to meet you. That sound like she just told that nigga to die. Pretty much. Made the ground rise to meet you? I mean, what the fuck? The only time the ground need to meet me is when I'm dead. I don't know. Other than that, ain't no reason for me to meet the ground. The fuck you mean? I mean, shit. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe somebody can explain that to me in the chat or something. I don't know. Made the ground rise to meet you. I was just like, man, I was through. But watching all, like I said, man, watching all of these videos, YouTube, going through my life situations, and Croc, man, talking to you a couple of days. Oh man, I missed my turn. I'm tripping. Talking to you a couple of days ago, you know what I'm saying? Like, kind of helped me a little bit too, man. So I appreciate you. Shout out Croc 342. I'll be forgetting to mention, tell everybody go check out people channels, man. But you know, y'all make sure y'all go check out Croc channel. But yeah, man, like I just been thinking and brainstorming and shit on how, trying to think about ways that I can try to, I don't even want to call it bettering myself, because ain't nothing wrong with who the fuck I am. You know what I'm saying? Ain't really nothing wrong with who I am. You know what I'm saying? It's actually I like to look at it more like making another me. Because, you know, I got to have myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's who I am. You know, I can't change that part, but certain qualities about myself, I guess in the long run, I do want to change, because like I said, I'm getting older, man. Shit, 34 years old. Well, this year I'll be 35. You know know what I'm saying? Like, my daughter will be graduating, and she'll graduate next year. You know what I mean? Like, after this year, she'll be a senior next year. You know what I'm saying? And she'll be graduating. So it's like, part of me is like, I don't want to say a kid, cause I ain't no damn kid. You know what I'm saying? I got too much grown man shit going on to be a kid. You know what I'm saying? But it's more or less like, like, I don't want to I can't. It's hard to let go of my past, man. It's hard to let go of who I've been all of these years. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these years that I've been alive, from the time that I can say, I, told myself the first time, like, nah, man, I ain't going with these niggas, or, you know what I'm saying, nah, man, I ain't going to the club, or, nah, I'm gonna sit here and chill with my wife, but I guess when I got married, you know what I'm saying, from the time that I got married, you know what I'm saying, up until now, like, I just been having these weird ass feelings of, growing. And you people say you can't feel yourself grow, you know what I'm saying, like, that's some bullshit. That's BS, man. Don't never let nobody tell you can't feel yourself grow. And if they do, you know what I'm saying, like, I guess I'm old enough to say the words, keep living. That's funny. That's funny. But nah, man, like, this ain't something that I want, man. It's just something that's happening, man. Like, it's like a what can you say? How can you say it? Like, when shit evolve, like, like, you evolve into another person, even though, you know what I'm saying, like, you can't, even though it's nothing that you do. Shut up, man. I'm gonna turn them police off, because it's just a video game. Look, I'm talking about, y'all ain't gonna fuck with me on the video game and in real life, yo. Serious. Sorry, y'all. But anyway, it's like evolving into a person that you don't like. You don't create. You know what I'm saying? You never even seen or thought about changing into a motherfucker. It just happened. It's just gonna happen. I mean, granted, you gotta be feeding the plant all of the right ingredients for that type of shit to happen. That's why I know, you know what I'm saying, like, I must be doing something good. I must be doing something right, because, my mind wouldn't be going through the process. Because most people, when they act foolish and shit, you know what I'm saying, like, their mind never goes through the process, and you usually end up getting caught up in, some weird shit, you know what I'm saying, before the process can even get started. So you end up hindering yourself even more, you know what I'm saying, before you can get that process started. I mean, I'm just glad that because I'm not even through with the process. I mean, the process just started. I'm sitting here talking all kind of shit about it, like, I know what it's gonna do and all this, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I'm just gonna go with it. You know what I mean? This time I'm gonna try to go with it and let it do what it do. You know what I mean? Because I've been fighting it for so long, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been fighting it so hard. Like, you can tell when you fighting, because you start to come up with you start to think about all kind of problems, like, all of your problems, like, not just your problems, but everybody else's problems, you know what I mean? Like, and then you start to try to outweigh the problems, like, which ones is good ones and which ones is bad ones, and which ones is better than the other one, and well, thank this person that that I'm here, and thank yourself, and thank God and all this. You started thinking crazy type of thoughts, like, that normally your mind don't really think about. You know what I'm saying? Normally you'll probably be like, man, fuck that shit, if it ever crossed your mind to begin with. And the it that I'm talking about is, like I said, your thought process of, how are you really doing in life? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how many people really ask themselves that question. Like, how are you really doing in life? I ain't talking about all the bullshit, like, shit that, oh man, you get up every day at 6 o'clock and go to work. I take care of my kids, all that. No, we ain't talking about that. We talking about you, like just you. Because I mean, in the real world, it's not just you, but you know what I'm saying. Like, if you don't have, if you don't understand you, and like understand the age process, the aging process of life, you know what I mean. It's kind of like a car. It's like a bad transmission on the car. You know, it'll go sometimes, and sometimes it won't. You know what I mean? Or a bad battery on the car. It'll start bad starter on the car. It'll start sometimes, and it won't. And you know, you can live your whole damn life like that. You know what I mean? You can live your whole damn life like that, and ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But you know, you begin to find out that the majority of the people in the world don't think like that. And if you one of them people that think like, you know, that it don't work like that, then of course, you know, of course you have your own you have your group, but it's real small, you know, compared to the other side. You know, it's real small. Like, you might be thinking like, you know, oh man, I don't care, it's just me, it's just me. Well, you know, think about it sometime, man. You know, just me is just just you. It's just like, ain't nobody else really, ain't nobody with you, ain't nobody against you. You know what I'm saying? It's just you. I've been like that for a long time, man. Thinking in my head that it's just me. You know what I mean? Just thinking in my head, you know what I mean? All my thought processes is just me. You know what I mean? And you know, I done had all kind of people in my corner, like my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, my kids. You know, my dad. Thank God. You know. So I think, you know, whatever. You know, it's just, thank God is an expression to me. So don't take me serious when you hear. It's just, you know, it's what you grow up saying, shit. You know, but you know, no offense. But anyway, like, it's like, dude, I had all these people in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and all my decisions was just always about me. Cause like, I was always the one in the situations. I was always the one, you know what I'm saying, like that felt like I was being targeted, or I was always the target sometimes, you know what I mean? And now that I'm out of, now that I haven't been around that shit for so long, like since I haven't been around my old friends and my old friends back home, you know what I'm saying, like, and a lot of negative bullshit, you know what I mean, like, since I haven't been around that, you know, my mind, you know what I'm saying, like my mind and my heart, you know what I'm saying, start growing closer to my family, and you know what I'm saying, closer to my wife, my kids, and growing closer to my home. Cause boy, I ain't never used to be at home. I hated being at home. Like, I was always out, always. Like, used to put 24-hour shifts out in the street. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I used to be one of them all night, man. Like, I ain't gonna stop. Yeah, man. Like, I used to sit up some nights so late. I used to sit up, man, and sell drugs so late, like, that I'll be asleep. Like, by the time like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning came, and I'll be asleep in my car. And you know what I'm saying, like, the little kids would come by, and you know what I'm saying, be going on their way to school. But you know, I used to always tell, like, you know, I used to always tell her, because one morning I was asleep and the police was out there fucking with me, and you know what I'm saying, like, I ain't want to roll my window down because I had all of this shit in the car. You know what I'm saying, like, I was living in my car pretty much, but not like living in it like all my, you know, like, I had a microwave, and, you know what I'm saying, I was like, I had a place to lay my head, but you know, you gotta be moving around and shit like that. You know what I'm saying, like, shit, you know, bitches get irritated, they don't want you running in and out their house, and you know, they be having kids and shit like that, so it's just easier shit just to stay up all night, you know what I'm saying, go to the bars and shit, hang out at the bars till 3-4 o'clock in the morning. Problem with that is you be out there, then you get drunk, And then, you know what I'm saying, like, you end up passing on your car, and that's exactly what used to happen. You know what I'm saying? I go out, kick it, you know what I'm saying, get a little lit, and then, you know what I'm saying, like, not want to deal with no chick, so I just chill out in my car. The police got behind me one day, was knocking on my window for like an hour, and I was sitting there pretending like I was asleep. And I can't even what happened that day. I think I woke up, man, and then the dude was just like, man, I just wanted to make sure you was alright, man. I seen you over here laying in the car, and I was like, yeah, man, I'm cool, man, I'm cool. Told him I was waiting to take somebody from school. Matter of fact, no, that's what happened. I told him that the kid was out there, and I told him that I fell asleep waiting for him to come outside. And that's the only thing that made him not fuck with me. That was the only thing that made him not fuck with me, is that right there. And so I told that kid, I gave the kid like $25 or some shit like that. And I told him, I said, man, when you come by here and you see me in the morning, you know what I'm saying, wake me up. You know what I mean? Like, knock on my window, wake me up and I'll pay you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I had, like, all these fucking little kids, like, knocking on my window. Like, and at first it was cool because I'd give them a couple dollars, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, whatnot. Like, try to, because when they all start coming, I start, like, spread the $25 out, like, giving them all dollar bills and shit. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, then it started getting annoying because it was like, then I had crackheads and shit coming by. Oh man, hey, just come and check, man. See if you want me. It's about that time, about 5:30. Motherfucker, if you don't get the fuck away from my car, I just seen you at the gas station 30 minutes ago. Motherfucker, I don't need it. Anybody ask you shit? How do you even know I want somebody to come wake me up anyway? That's how you know, man. Like, boy, I'm telling you, boy. I had some crazy moments in my life, man. And I think, you know what I'm saying, the way I feel is natural, man, because like I said, I don't think nobody want to get old. Like, nobody, They say as long as you don't think you old, you won't be old, but, that's bullshit too, you know what I mean? Like, I understand what you mean, but we're not talking jelly beans here. You know what I mean? We talking jelly beans here. You might got a hard coated shell on the outside, nigga, but you all soft and mushy on the inside, and there ain't no doubt about that. Whether you old or not, you know what I'm saying, the bones get old, the muscles get old, all that shit. So that's what I'm getting ready to do, y'all. I'm getting ready to start working on my transformation from Doggish 5150 to Schnauzer 5150. Change my name to Chihuahua 5150. I don't think he gonna slow down. Come on, get over there. Ooh. I hate when they do that. These goddamn interchanges, fucking dicks. Ain't nothing wrong with that road up there. I should have took it too, cause I needed it. Fucking bitches. Ain't nothing wrong with that road. I ain't see no damn no creeks and nothing over there. What the hell they got that on? This ain't nothing but farmland out here. No sewer system out here. What are they talking about? But yeah, man, I done talked myself to, I don't even know what else to talk about. So I guess I just won't talk about nothing. Oh shit, I keep forgetting about my damn chat, yo. My bad, y'all. that's what they've been using for years, and I didn't even agree with it. 'Cause, I had to pay the cost for it. I know that's right, bro. Oh, they threw out the 145. Yeah, man. I mean, certain, you know what I'm saying, certain shit they do accommodate you for, I guess, you know what I'm saying, like once you take it to court and all that crazy shit, but man, all that's some bullshit. Cause if it wasn't nobody, you know what I'm saying, like all up in your mix to even, if it wasn't nobody all up in your mix to throw bones in your, you know what I'm saying, put bones in your salad, you know what I'm saying, like, dude, it would be it would be model citizens. I guess is what you would call it. But you ain't never gonna really have no model citizen because they always fucking with people. I just really don't know what get these. I want to know what the hell they do to them people to make them think that they invincible. That's what I want to know. Is it really them that think that they invincible, or is it really just the people are that how can I say it, that intelligent not to do nothing to them back, like, or you know, like, or is that really what they call being the bigger man? Like, you know, oh yeah, I know you can take me to jail and do whatever and make my life hard as hell, so I'm gonna be the bigger man and I ain't gonna fuck you up because I know you can do that. Does that fall under the same category? Is anybody out there listening? Like, I don't know, do I gotta say it again? Like because the police, it's not like that the police got any authority for real. Like, but since you since they can lock you up and go home at the middle of the night, in the middle, you know, at the middle of they can lock you up and go on about their business, pretty much. Lock you up, go on about their business, and not give a care in the world. You know what I'm saying? But you in return, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they do something that you don't like, you can't do shit to them. You can't say shit to them. You can't, you know, they take you away from your family for 12 years or 10 years over some bullshit. There ain't nothing you can do, and you just forgive this person. Like, is that the way that it go? Like, you know, they really that powerful, or do people really just give them the power and authority that they think that they got by not fucking them up when they do some fucked up shit to you? You know what I mean? I don't see how, you know what I'm saying, the world's concept of feeling like paying somebody $145 million, you know what I'm saying, compensate for getting your ass whooped by a motherfucker. I still haven't understood that process. Like, I want my round, to be honest with you. Like, you know, bruh, I don't give a fuck about that 145 million, bruh. I just want to tee off on you. I don't even want to tee off on you. You like how you teed off on me. Like, I don't even want you. I don't want you to be cuffed or nothing. I just want to go head up with you. You know, just one time, just fair. You know, like, I don't want to sue y'all. I don't want your money. I got, you know what I'm saying, like, but man, that's not violence begetting violence. You know what I'm saying? That's giving somebody exactly what they thought they could give somebody else and get away with it. Like I said, if I get $145 million, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm gonna say something, and I'm gonna put my disclaimer on it right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean shit, you know what I'm saying, like literal, but this is a big ass if. You know what I'm saying? If I had $145 million lawsuit from anybody, like the state or whatever, whatnot, and the police beat my ass, I'm gonna use that 145,000 yeah, now, and you can fill in the blanks. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't finna just go on like that, bro. I don't care. Like fuck that. Hell no. Have his ass in the motherfucking river some goddamn weird. If I had 100, if they gave me 145 million with the money, yeah. I'll definitely go down in the book as one of the dumbest criminals. Yep. Or no, not the dumbest criminals, but one of the dumbest people to blow up 145 million. I mean, it wouldn't cost that much, but hell, I take pride in giving the whole thing to him. Cause that 145 million, ain't worth no ass whooping, bro. Ain't worth no ass whooping. Hell, it only costs you like shit $3,000 to buy a casket when you die. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't I'm just saying, like, it ain't worth no ass whooping. These damn short trailers, man. Damn, that boy good. I didn't even know where to sleep around this month. Man, I gotta go all the way into LA just to go to sleep. Alright, man. Shit, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get this and try this arc real quick, man, for my man Adam, real quick, man. Uh, I'd like to thank everybody for watching, man. Everybody for listening to my stories, my little stories. Appreciate y'all, man. Dog is 5150. Everybody, it's been real.